From improv classes in Texas to the ranches of Yellowstone and beyond, Kylie Rogers' acting journey has taken her far, which is all the more impressive considering she's barely out of childhood. Speaking to Rose and Ivy, Rogers remembered a pivotal moment in her childhood. She said, "I was watching TV with my mom and a commercial came on. It was for these glitter shoes that came with lip gloss." Admiring the girl in the commercial, Rogers told her mother she wanted to be on television. Her mother replied that she'd have to wait until she was older. So Rogers waited until she was 7 before she called her parents on their promise, and soon the family was all in. She recalled, "I did some silly improv class, got a small agent in Texas, and then I branched out to LA. For a while, it was back and forth, but when I was 9, we fully moved to LA. Rogers found her passion for acting early in life, but she didn't necessarily have the technique when she first started out. Speaking with Shun, she said she initially struggled to understand her character's motivations. She explained, "When I was a kid, I'd be like, oh, she's sad in this scene. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't fully understand why she was sad. That didn't hold her back, though." And her career began to take off soon after the move to Los Angeles. Her early roles include episodes of Days of Our Lives, Private Practice, and CSI, Crime Scene Investigation, and bigger parts soon followed. For many years and across multiple seasons, Kylie Rogers played the younger version of Beth Dutton on Yellowstone. The rambunctious daughter of the Dutton family has a tendency to act out, and the series uses flashbacks to show how she ended up that way.
That's why I'm gonna have to be hard on you, honey. I have to turn you into the man most men will never be.
Rogers told ET that she tries to understand how the trauma you experience in youth can shape you as an older person. She said, "A lot of the emotional and trauma scenes that I have to portray on the show is about just trying to understand where Beth came from, the way she is now as an adult, and how she got there as a child. It's really helpful getting to see Beth as an adult and how these traumas affected her, so then I can accurately sort of act out her reactions as a younger version." Those flashbacks also show the early days of Beth's relationship with Rip, a ranch hand who later becomes a vital part of the family's business dynamic. Kelly Riley, who plays the older Beth, told ET that she went to watch the young actors work as they filmed Beth and Rip meeting for the first time. She recalled, "I really wanted to be there and watch it, witness it. Kylie is so talented. She really embodies this spirit pre-me." Though she'd been appearing as the younger version of Beth on Yellowstone for several years, Kylie Rogers was given meatier work to do in the show's 5th season. That meant collaborating closely with her counterpart, Kelly Riley. Although they play the same character, Riley had a strong opinion on how Rogers should portray young Beth. On the Story and Craft podcast, Rogers detailed their conversations, including Riley's insistence that Rogers not copy her exactly.
She wanted me to be the child version of Beth. It wasn't supposed to be like, I'm not this like sort of fully formed version.
That all changed with season 5, however. By this point, Rogers says, even the younger version of the character is more brash and protective.
It's been really cool to play that character because I feel like I've actually grown with the character, which is a rare opportunity.
Riley later praised her collaborator on Instagram, writing, "I share Beth with the beautiful Kylie Rogers. I know what guts you must have to take on heavy weights that young. And she takes on Beth like a total pro. I can't play the woman without you knowing the girl, and Kylie does it so perfectly." In 2015, Rogers landed a network TV role at just 11 years old, playing Minx Lawrence in ABC's sci-fi show, The Whispers. Minx is a young girl who starts hearing voices and tells her parents that she's communicating with an imaginary friend called Drill. She's not the only one, though. Other kids in Washington, D.C. are suddenly communicating with their imaginary friends, too, all with the same name. Before long, the government becomes aware of strange entities living among the people of Earth, and Minx's parents begin to fear that she's somehow connected to this strange invasion.
I don't think Joe's gonna like this.
As a kid, Rogers enjoyed getting to play a character who creeps out the grown-ups. In the show, her character develops certain abilities that the adults don't have. At the time, she told Give Me My Remote TV, "I think it's really cool kind of being like mysterious on the show. Really super sneaky. So I have a lot of fun playing that character." Unfortunately, The Whispers was canceled after only 13 episodes. Luckily, though, Rogers' career didn't really take a hit, and her stint on TV was soon followed by a number of Hollywood movie roles. In the same year as The Whispers, Rogers featured in 2 films with older, more established actors. She appeared in Mojave, a thriller starring Garrett Hedlund and Oscar Isaac, and played a younger version of Amanda Seyfried in Fathers and Daughters. It was on the latter project that Rogers met Russell Crowe, who played her character's father. Rogers later told Rose and Ivy that she bonded with the Oscar winner on set. Recalling, "Russell took me under his wing and was so amazing to me." Rogers revealed that she and Crowe still speak regularly. Years later, she added, "He is like another dad to me. After that, I felt like, this is serious. I am an actor." It was an awesome feeling. The feeling was mutual too. Crowe was positively glowing as he discussed his friendship with Rogers in an interview with the Daily Express, telling the outlet that he played games with her to keep her in character. He said, "She's such a sweet girl. I've been throwing some silly stuff at her because, the dad part of you takes over. She's really focused, so I'm able to sort of read the situation as we go and keep the pretend going." In 2016, Rogers starred in Miracles from Heaven, a film about a young girl who is miraculously cured of an incurable disease, prompting her family to strengthen their faith and tell her story to the world. The film was based on a true story, and Rogers later told Salty and Stylish that the actors met the real people that their characters were based on. She recalled, "They were all so nice, and it's cool to know that I'm portraying someone that this actually happened to."
There's so many things I don't know. But I know God loves you.
Jennifer Garner played Rogers' character's mother in the movie, and it seems that she was quite impressed by her younger co-star's talent. As she told Bonnie Laufer,
"I feel like she's my daughter. I feel like she's my colleague. I feel like she's my buddy, my play pal." So definitely that was the biggest perk of the whole movie.
In 2023, Rogers appeared in Beau is Afraid, the third film from Midsummer director Ari Aster. She played Tony, a young girl whose parents take in Beau after accidentally hitting him with their car. Tony becomes violently jealous of Beau's place in their household, ultimately committing one of the most shocking acts in a movie chock full of them. Rogers told Rose and Ivy that Beau is Afraid continued her long streak of getting to work with and learn from some of the best actors in the business. She said, "It was the best ever. It was my dream movie, my dream cast and crew. I couldn't be more thankful to work with so many hardworking and purely talented, loving people." To get into character, Aster had Rogers watch a classic in surrealist cinema. She later told Shun, "Ari suggested that I watch the film Blue Velvet because her character is loosely inspired by Dennis Hopper." So that was really exciting because I've never been suggested a movie to watch to get into character, and I thought it was such an interesting take on that. Even as her career has skyrocketed, it's important to remember that Rogers is still very young. She was born in 2004. In other words, for most of the time she's been famous, Rogers has been a more or less ordinary teenage girl. Need proof? Just take a look at her interests. For example, she's a huge fan of K-pop.
I was like a super fan, but it was like before it was like no one even knew really what it was in the States when I was a fan of it.
Rogers picked up her obsession with Korean pop music when she watched a YouTube video of kids reacting to K-pop music videos. She quickly realized that she vibed with the song and dance styles of bands like BTS. And it seems that if you're a big K-pop fan, being famous can have its perks. When she was 13, Rogers actually got to meet BTS. When she posted a backstage photo on X with the group, she wrote, "Thank you for the most amazing night ever. I'll never forget it." In 2023, Rogers led the cast of Landscape with Invisible Hand, a quirky sci-fi movie that imagines a near-future world in which aliens orbit the Earth and watch humans for entertainment. Rogers played Chloe, a teenage girl who falls in love with Adam and agrees to live-stream their relationship to the aliens above. Rogers told Collider that it was the film's subject matter that drew her to the project. She said, "I was mainly excited because aliens and I love science fiction, but I don't know, my previous thoughts were just like, I've never seen anything like this in my life. And I was so excited." Her audition impressed director Corey Finley, who told the outlet that he was impressed by the young actor's ability to tackle the film's strange sci-fi concepts intuitively. He said, "Kylie has this amazing talent for making it seem as though she's just coming up with these baroquely written sentences on her own and making them sound like the most natural thing in the world. She also had an enormous sort of naturalness and a natural magnetism." The film premiered at Sundance, where it went over fairly well with critics. It currently holds a 72% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes, one of the best scores of Rogers' career. Yellowstone ended in 2024 after Kevin Costner quit the series due to a contract dispute. And while shows like 1883 and 1923 have shown that creator Taylor Sheridan loves a prequel, it's unclear whether Beth Dutton will ever show up again in the Yellowstone universe. This meant that Kylie Rogers found herself looking to the future once the series ended, leaving young Beth behind as she prepared for the next stage of her career.
I mean, I just want to do like everything. I want to try everything.
Thanks in part to her time spent playing Beth Dutton, Rogers said she's looking forward to playing more messy and complex kinds of characters.
I like to do more character-driven films with like kind of more like realistic, like gritty people.
Thanks to her extensive experience in the industry, Rogers now feels capable of tackling those kinds of characters. She told Schoen, "I'm still so passionate about acting, and my passion is still just the same as when I was a kid. In terms of my process, I am now, obviously, more capable of understanding the characters, what they're going through, and the emotions they're feeling. I can understand more in depth what's going on there and why they're like that. That's a useful skill, of course. And it suggests a bright future ahead for this young and talented actor."